What's going on, guys? You're watching the Shieldbearer Faith channel. Thank you for being here. So, given the current events in our country, there is, again, a lot of debate about what, if any, firearms should be available to the average citizen. So, non-law enforcement, non-military, non-retired law enforcement, non-retired military, right? And in that conversation, a lot of people toss out complaints about a specific weapon system, and they'll make claims like rifles such as AR-15s, AK-47s, whatever, semi-automatic rifles, have no place in civilian hands. Or they'll say, well, shotguns are only for hunting. Or they'll say pistols are okay, even though the vast majority of mass shootings occur with pistols, and they are the biggest threat to me as a law enforcement officer because they're concealable. But you'll hear all kinds of things. I wanted to give my opinion from my take on this situation given my background, okay? So this is all just my opinion. So we're going to numerically value all of these in 10 categories. We got ability to stop a threat, can you actually carry it, weight versus hassle of carry, versatility, capacity, meaning ammunition, accuracy, ease of use, range, reliability, and cost. Okay, so we have 10 categories. We're going to numerically value them 1 to 3. 3, it's the best of the group. 1, it's the worst. And we're looking for a high score by the end. So you have a maximum score potential of 30 points, right? So without further ado, a weapon's ability to stop a lethal threat, if it can't do that job at all, it's not a suitable weapon for self-defense, right? Because that's what all these weapons are for. In my opinion, self-defense. Hunting is not a primary concern when you talk about the Second Amendment. Pistol comes in last place. It is statistically proven that pistols do not stop threats as reliably with a single shot as a shotgun or rifle. Shotgun should be no surprise. Within the range and limitations of its cartridge, it is going to be the most lethal thing that you can point in somebody's direction. It causes too many holes to address in a lot of cases. Rifles, obviously going to be in number 2 there. Yeah, I know that you can talk about shot placement all day, but we're talking generically here, okay? Next, can you actually carry these items? Obviously, pistol is going to come in with the highest points. Yes, you can carry them in a lot of places throughout the country legally. That's the important thing. You can get concealed carry permits, and various places have open carry laws. Shotguns, I put that at number 2 because, yes, it's bulky like a rifle is, but not as many people turn their heads when they see a shotgun in a gun rack on like a pickup truck in some jurisdictions as they would if they saw a tricked out AR-15. So I find the shotgun to not cause as much mental stress for people that are roaming around the world. So it's a little bit easier to carry. How about weight and hassle of carry, right? That comes into play. I'm always talking about the weight of stuff. So obviously pistol wins that one again. Obvious reasons. It's the lightest, it's the smallest, right? So you can carry it easier. Goes in conjunction with can you carry it legally. Shotgun, it is big, bulky, and the ammunition is big and bulky. So it comes in last place, and AR-15 is in the middle ground. Okay, you can carry one pretty lightweight. You can get some really lightweight ARs right now. How about versatility? How many roles does it fill, really? This might surprise some folks. So most people, when they talk about a shotgun, they talk about it being the most versatile thing out there because you can put every cartridge, every shell, whatever you want to call it, known to man in that thing and address a variety of problems. They are not inaccurate when they say that. However, think about how a shotgun functions. If you say to yourself, I can have slugs in it and then I can have buckshot in a sack if I need it, yes, you're right, but if you decide in the split moment decision based on your circumstances, man, I really need buckshot in this shotgun. Either you have to eject one shell and put just one of buckshot in, or you need to empty the whole thing. That is a hassle. And by the way, those shells end up on the ground as you're ejecting them typically, right? So it's just not quite as versatile in a rapid-paced environment. If you're talking about what can you hunt with it, yeah, you can hit a lot of different things with a lot of different loads from a shotgun. Obviously, pistol's coming in last place here, in my opinion. You can do a lot of stuff with a sidearm. but it is designed to be a secondary weapon, not a primary. Now that comes from someone like me who carries a pistol for a living, and I'm glad to have it. But if I had the option, I'd want an AR-15. It can shoot effectively at 5 yards. It can shoot effectively at 300 yards. So I would prefer that. It has better penetration capability than a pistol does. And I really think it's the best overall for that category. Next, capacity. This should be no shocker for anyone who knows anything about guns. Pistols coming in at number 2. You can get some longer magazines now. You can get 33 round magazines for a Glock. They come standard with 15, 17, whatever category of Glock you're talking about. You've got a pretty good number of rounds in a magazine. Shotgun, horrendous. Part of the reason I don't like a shotgun. Slow to reload, and it is really, really slow on the capacity level, okay? It is not going to hold but, maybe 8 shells? That's just not really something I'm proud of. Obviously, AR-15 has an enormous level of capacity. 30-round magazines are in the hot seat right now for debate. You can get on up into 40, 60, 100-round capacity. It's pretty extensive. Moving on down. How about accuracy? Pistol, number 1, right? Again, it's obvious it is not going to be as effective at 100 yards as a rifle would be, or a shotgun. But I would definitely continue to argue shotgun, even with rifled slugs in there, not going to be your best option at distance, right? That's, again, provable. Rifle, definitely coming in with the higher points there. How about ease of use? So by ease of use, could you hand it to your 12-year-old and them effectively learn how to use it without an enormous amount of training? Okay, could they be safe with it pretty quickly? Could they be effective enough to hit, a plate at 25 yards, 50 yards, whatever? Ease of use, I actually put a pistol on here as the highest regard, purely because if you get a pistol that is well made, like a Glock, something maybe with a name brand you like better, maybe a Springfield, Smith & Wesson, whatever, a known brand, you can teach almost anybody quickly how to use that weapon within its realm of use. So within 25 yards, probably within 15, more realistic, you can teach a user to use a pistol rapidly. It does not have a lot of mechanisms to manipulate. It is not heavy, so if you're not a bulky upper body individual, maybe again you're a teenager, something like that, learning gun safety, maybe you're a petite female, you're probably going to prefer a pistol. Shotgun, worst overall. It's got a higher amount of recoil. You can also, with pistol, calculate most common round is going to be 9mm, and you can definitely shoot that if you're pretty much anybody. Shotgun's got terrible recoil. You can get some lower recoil rounds, but it's just not very easy to use. And then you got your rifle over here at number 2. Again, AR-15, extremely easy to use, but it's at number 2 because it is definitely more complicated, in my opinion, than a pistol is, okay? Especially when you start talking about manipulating the safeties. How about the range? Obviously, okay, some of this is obvious. Pistol sucks, right? Yes, you can hit a target at 200 yards with a pistol, technically. Can you actually do that, though? Or have you just seen somebody do it on YouTube? I have successfully shot a smaller than man-sized target at 100 yards with a Glock standing. But I can honestly tell you, it is not something that I am claiming to be good at, and it is not easy to do, and if you threw yourself under high stress, you're not going to do it. I'm just being honest and realistic with myself. Shotgun, obviously going to be the middle ground. 50 to 100 yards, you're going to still probably be okay depending on the load. And then your range for rifle is self-explanatory, okay? 300 yards, it can absolutely handle it. You can go beyond that, but 300 yards for anybody is going to be doable. Next down the list, how about reliability? So I actually put pistol as the most reliable thing on here, and it took me some thought because my AR-15 that I go to the most is extremely reliable. It is on par with any of my Glocks. However, it also requires more maintenance than my Glock. So again, if you get a well-made modern pistol, it should, after you get it through a break-in period, let's give it that, it should be extremely reliable. I do not find shotguns to be as reliable. There will be some controversy about that, I'm sure. Shotguns can be extremely reliable. I personally have not had good luck with shotguns. I have a tendency, it's probably just me, I have a tendency to short stroke the pump, and under stressful scenarios, so if you're doing scenario training, under stressful scenarios, it is just consistent that it malfunctions. I have seen other people have similar issues. Loading it becomes a cumbersome task for some people under high stress, and it's just not very reliable to use, I'm going to say flawlessly, smoothly. And then you got your rifle, which came in my opinion, a very close number 2. It was almost number 3. If you get a well-made AR-15, that thing is going to run. And then we've got cost. So, cost is variable, but we're still talking about, are you getting something that is reliable and well-made, okay? Pistols, Glocks can be expensive depending on who you are, I guess. But around $500, $500 to $600, you can get a well-made, reliable, gonna last you a long time pistol. Shotguns, though, are extremely cheap. You can get a pump shotgun at Walmart for like $180. That's impressive. If you were going on the most cheap, you can get, a single shot shotgun for what, $100? That's pretty impressive. And then on the AR-15s, definitely comes in close to the same price as like a Glock. You can find like Palmetto State Armory, $500, $600 ARs, even some cheaper depending on the deal. Where I found that to be a problem is everybody wants to trick it out. You don't see as many people tricking out a Glock because they run off the mindset that it works as it is. I agree. Most people, including myself, once you get an AR-15, then you start buying stuff, right? You start buying an optic, you start buying a sling, you start buying a foregrip, excuse me. You start tossing stuff on it that ends up costing you significantly more. So inherently, cost from pistol to rifle would be very similar, and then you screw it up by adding a bunch of stuff to it. So where does our totals leave us? Over here, hope you guys can see it, the grand total. Pistol, in case you're not calculating this as we go, comes up with 20 as its score, again of a maximum of 30. Shotgun comes in at 18, and rifle comes in at 22. So if I was ranking these, a rifle such as an AR-15 platform, based on my opinions, my experiences, and my evaluation based on the categories I have presented, is the most overall useful and overall attainable and overall applicable to me as a law-abiding citizen for self-defense use. Right behind that, very close actually, is a pistol. I personally think everybody should own all of these, and I don't even really care what brand. We are fortunate enough to live in a country where we can, at least for now, own firearms. Take advantage of that, okay? Learn how to use them, be proficient with it, have fun with it. Guys, if nothing else, it's fun. But remember why you're buying them. Focus on what you're trying to accomplish, what your realm of use is. If you are literally trying to protect from your bedroom to your front door and you never have any interest in actually carrying a weapon outside your house, good for you. If you live in a place where you cannot legally carry a pistol out in public, or maybe you can't own one at all for whatever reason and you can own a shotgun, well then I guess you're going with a shotgun. But where I live, my current lifestyle, this is my calculation. Wanted to share it with you. I hope it helps. Give some thought, guys. If you need to, run through what your opinions are. This is not flawless, it's just my take. I hope it helps, and I'll see you later.